In Dubai Open 2025 Round 3, Celik chooses Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation positional variation, leading to an intense fight against Indjic. On d4. On d5. On c4. Threatening pawn takes d5. On e6. Knight c3. Knight f6. Pawn takes d5. Pawn takes d5 entered in Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation positional variation. Bishop g5. Bishop e7. On e3. On h6. Threatening pawn takes g5. Bishop h4 played by Celik. King castled kingside. Bishop d3. On c6. On h3. Knight e4. Indjic wants to play. Bishop takes h4. Knight takes e4. Pawn takes e4 and dominate the board. Bishop takes e7 played by Celik. Queen takes e7. Knight ge2. Knight d7. King castled kingside. Knight df6. Queen c2. Rook e8. Rook ae1. Bishop f5. Knight f4. Knight takes c3. Pawn takes c3. Bishop takes d3. Knight takes d3. Knight e4 it is novelty move. On c4. Rook ac8. On c5. Rook c7. Rook b1. On h5. Rook b2. Queen f6. Queen e2. Threatening queen takes h5. On g6 played by Indjic. Queen f3. Queen e6. Rook fb1. Celik is planning to play. Rook takes b7. Queen c8. Rook takes c7 and gain a significant edge. Rook e7 played by Indjic. Knight f4. Threatening knight takes e6. Queen f5 played by Indjic. Indjic is planning to play. Knight d2. Rook takes d2. Queen takes b1 check and increase their advantage significantly. Knight d3 played by Celik. Queen e6. Knight f4. Threatening knight takes e6. Queen c8 played by Indjic. On h4. King g7. Knight e2. Knight f6. Knight f4. Knight g4. Rook e1. Rook e4. Queen g3. Celik wants to play. On f3. Rook takes f4. Queen takes f4 and dominate the board. Rook ce7 played by Indjic. Rook be2. Queen e8. King f1. King h7. Knight d3. Pawn b6. Pawn takes b6. Pawn takes b6. Knight f4. Queen a8. Knight h3. Celik is looking to play. Knight g5 check. King g7. King g1. Queen a3. Knight takes e4 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn f6 played by Indjic. Knight f4. Queen e8. King g1. Pawn g5. Threatening pawn takes f4. Pawn takes g5 played by Celik. Pawn takes g5. Knight h3. Threatening knight takes g5 check. King h6 played by Indjic. Queen d6 check. Rook 4 e6. Threatening rook takes d6. Queen b4 played by Celik. Threatening queen takes b6. Queen b8 played by Indjic. Indjic is planning to play Queen h2 check. King f1. Queen h1 check. Knight g1. Knight h2 mate, and increase their advantage significantly. On f4 played by Celik. Threatening knight takes g5. On takes f4 played by Indjic. Knight takes f4. Rook g7. Queen c3. Rook f6. Rook f1. Queen e8. Queen d3. Rook e7. Indjic is preparing to play rook takes e3. Rook takes e3. Queen takes e3 check. Queen takes e3. Knight takes e3, and establish a winning position. Rook f3 played by Celik. Rook e4. On g3. On c5. Threatening pawn takes d4. Queen d2 played by Celik. Rook f5. On takes c5. On takes c5. Queen a5. On d4. Queen b6 check. King g7. Queen c7 check. Rook e7. On takes d4. Take a moment to spot the best move for Indjic. Rook takes c7 is the right idea because rook takes e8. King f7. Rook h8. Knight f6. Rook c3. On c4 position is equal. Let's analyze the main game. On takes d4. Rook e5 slightly worse move played by Indjic. Threatening rook takes e2. Rook takes e5 played by Celik. Knight takes e5. Knight e6 check. King h7. Stop here and find the strongest move for Celik. Rook f8 is logical continuation as Knight f3 check. King f2. Rook takes c7. Rook takes e8. Rook f7. Rook f8. Celik have small advantage shifting to the main line. King h7. Queen takes e5 slightly worse move played by Celik. Rook takes e6. Queen f5 check. King g7. On takes c5. Rook e1 check. King g2. Rook e2 check. Rook f2. Queen a8 check. King h2. Celik is aiming to play Queen f7 check. King h8. Rook takes e2 and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen e8 played by Indjic. Queen f6 check. King h7. Queen f3. Threatening rook takes e2. Rook e5 played by Indjic. On c6 take a moment to spot the best move for Indjic. On h4 is logical continuation as on takes h4. Rook e7. Rook g2. Queen b8 check. Queen g3. Queen takes g3 check. Still Indjic is losing. Let's analyze the main game. On c6. Celik's idea is to play. On c7. Rook e6. Queen f7 check, and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook c5 is not the best move played by Indjic. Queen d3 check. King g8. Take a moment to spot the best move for Celik. Rook f6 is best move here because King g7. Rook d6. Rook takes c6. Rook d7 check. King h6. Queen h7 check. Celik have small advantage shifting to the main game. King g8. Queen b3 check. Take a moment to spot the best move for Indjic. King g7 is best move here because Queen b2 check. King h7. Rook e2. Queen f7. Queen b1 check. Queen g6. Still Indjic is losing. Shifting to the main variation. Queen b3 check is not the best move played by Celik. King h8. Pause the video and find the best move for Celik. Queen b4 is the right idea because Queen e7. Queen b7. Queen g7. Queen d7. Rook e5. Queen takes g7 check. Celik have small advantage. Let's explore the main line. King h8 is not the best move played by Indjic. Queen b2 check is not the best move played by Celik. King g8. Queen b3 check. Take a moment to spot the best move for Indjic. King g7 is a strong choice, since Queen b2 check. King h7. Rook e2. Queen f7. Queen b1 check. Queen g6. Still Indjic is losing. Let's analyze the main line. Queen b3 check. King h8 is not the best move played by Indjic. Queen b4. Threatening queen takes c5. Queen e5 played by Indjic. Queen b7. Queen g7. Stop here and find the strongest move for Celik. Queen d7 is the correct move because Rook e5. Queen takes g7 check. King takes g7. Rook c2. Rook e8. On c7 Celik have small advantage. Let's proceed to the main line. Threatening rook f8 mate. Queen g7 played by Indjic. Queen c8 check is not the best move played by Celik. King h7. Queen e6. Celik is aiming to play Rook f7. Rook g5. Rook takes g7 check and establish a winning position. Rook e5 played by Indjic. Threatening rook takes e6. Queen c4 played by Celik. Celik is planning to play Rook f7. Rook e8. Rook takes g7 check and seize the initiative. Rook e7 played by Indjic. Queen d3 check. King h8. Queen d6. Celik is aiming to play Queen c5. King g8. Queen d5 check, and increase their advantage significantly. On h4 played by Indjic. On takes h4. Rook e4. Queen f8 check. King h7. Queen takes g7 check. King takes g7. King g3. Celik might go for Rook c2. Rook e3 check. King f4. Rook e1. On c7. King f6. King f3. Rook g1, and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook c4 played by Indjic. Rook f4. Threatening rook takes c4. Rook takes c6 played by Indjic. On a4. Rook c3 check. King f2. Rook d3. King e2. Threatening king takes d3. Rook d5 played by Indjic. King e3. King g6. King e4. Threatening king takes d5. Rook d7 played by Indjic. King e5. Rook d8. On a5. Rook a8. Rook a4. Rook a6. King d5. King f7. King c5. King e8. King b5. Threatening king takes a6. Rook f6. Celik secured the win in style.